Welcome to the Urban One 2018 show with your host, Wayne Johnson, the talk show dedicated to uplifting and motivating individuals from all walks of life. Each week, we have the privilege of hosting incredible guests who provide incredible insights on a diverse range of topics. From local influencers to esteemed regional and national figures, they will share their experiences and wisdom to ignite positive change in our communities. Get ready for another captivating episode of the Urban One 2018 show with your host, Wayne Johnson. Let's embark on this journey of inspiration together.
Hello. Welcome everyone to another great episode of Urban One 2018. I have a special guest here, Teria Leslie. She's a business owner here in Atmore. And in a few minutes, she's going to introduce herself and tell you about her business. And so we're so proud to have her on set today. And I just want to say a special thanks to Danielle Reese, better known as Miss Cricket. And she's known Teria for a while. And so I just got to know her here for first time for today. And we're excited. Miss Teria, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Hi, everyone. I am a 23-year-old young businesswoman here in Atmore, Alabama. I'm located on 106 East Church Street. My salon is called Snatch. I have nail techs, lash techs, hairstylists, and other MUAs here. And we're just so proud to make each and every young individual feel special and unique in their own way.
Teria, could you give us your email address and your phone number at this time, please?
Yes, sir. LCORTERIA@gmail.com, and the phone number to reach us at is 251-261-9167.
Wow, thank you, Miss Teria. And so we're excited because we're business owners, and so we got 5 questions that we're going to ask during our interview today, and we'll go through the 5 questions, and then we'll come back and we'll start at our first question. What inspired her to start her business, and what's the story behind the name? And then the second question is, what makes your products and services unique compared to others out there? And our third question, well, what is the biggest challenge you face so far, and how did you overcome it? And our fourth question will be, how does your business impact your community, customers in a meaningful way? And the last one is very powerful. What advice would you give someone who wants to start their own business? And I think sometimes that's the most relevant question that a lot of business owners and people are thinking about starting a business. That last question, what advice could you give me? And so let's go back to our first question. What inspired you to start your business, and what's the story behind your name?
So what inspired me to start my business was I struggled with self-confidence. So I knew that.
Wow, me too.
I knew that when I don't want to really say put on a mask,
Yeah.
but when I started putting on a mask, it kind of made me feel a little bit better.
Wow.
Until I really realized who I was as a person.
Come on.
And so I started at a home base in my mom's bathroom. So yeah,
Yes.
that's kind of the backstory of it.
Okay, then what's the story behind your name? The name of your business.
So I originally wanted to start with clothing.
Uh-huh.
So that kind of didn't work out for me. So I kind of still wanted to keep the original name that I prayed about and that I came up with. So
Snatch. Well, I mean, it's a very defining name. It kind of has a platform all by itself, Snatch. And so, wow, Snatch by Teria. So that's Teria. So that's great. What's some of your products and services, and talk about some of the things that you offer your customers here.
So I have my own eyelash line, and so I believe in having things that are unique to yourself.
Right.
So those are some things that I offer to my customers that makes them unique as well.
Wow. Yeah, because I mean, when the customer feel good and that makes them feel good. Also, you do something else, nails and what else? Talk about the other things that you offer your customers.
Yes, sir. So I have a lash tech and I have a nail tech and I have other hairstylists that's in with me, but I only specialize in makeup and hair installs.
Wow, hair, makeup and hair installs, and so these are some services that if you want to, I'm quite sure a lot of people in that mode, they already know who you are, but I
Yes,
just
sir.
found out who you are, and so we're so excited about her. So, the lashes, hair extension, so she does all of those things well, and so here today is she just giving us another look at a 23-year-old starting out, and a mom at home. She said she started out in the bathroom doing what she does best. And here she is today, with her own company doing and starting out from scratch. And so I think all business owners started out that way. I started out that way. I just had a dream of starting our television network, WJM TV.
Yes, sir.
And so it started, almost 2.5 years ago. And so same way, it's pretty much the blueprint is the same. And so, but then to again, when like you say, God gave you the vision and so you say, well, I'm a shy person. I don't want to be out front. But as I see it and as God sees it, He gives us the gifting and the ability to relate to people, to be out front. And so sometimes that's a struggle, but when we release ourselves to Him, that thing which He has given us start to just reveal itself. And now we'll start to be comfortable in the place God ordained us. So if the business is with people, your gifting is already there, but sometimes we there's a little resistance. Cause I felt the same way. I was like, I was like talking to people, going up doing those proposals. But as I kept doing it, I felt comfortable in my skin in relationship to what I don't have to struggle to pull out of me. Does that make sense?
Right.
And so your gifting comes out when you do the lashes. I'm just visualizing and the hair or whatever. And when a client sits in the chair, you can see the finished product before she's even there in the chair because your imagination start to go and you say, hey, well, I'm gonna do a little this, put that there, and then when the finished product comes out, hey, I see
It
you
speaks
smiling.
for
It
itself.
speaks for itself. And so it's sort of like that gifting. So also I do editing, and so sometimes I gotta wait till I'm in that flow, and when I get in that flow, I can feel it, and I just go in there and start doing stuff. And when I get finished, I'd be like, man, did I do that? That's
You
probably the
have to
same
give
way.
your own
But
self a
yeah, come
pat on the
on now,
back.
come on. And so that's the same way when your gift is operating inside of you, it makes room for you because why? It's given by God.
Right.
And sometimes I've understood and I try to relate to people, you don't have to struggle for it because it's already inside of you. Once you just say, hey, Lord, I can't do this. This is what I say. Lord,
Right.
I know I can't do this with my own strength. So I know you call me to this place. I know you open these doors for me. But don't let me, show me how to do business on a level that supersedes my intellect and my capacity to lead or to you know, to go where you call me to go because I know it, like you said, I'm a shy, I don't want to be up front. And so when
Right.
you pray that prayer and you ask God to come into your business, and so what I told him was, I said, Lord, I want you to be the CEO. I'll be the VP. I'll be the vice president.
Right.
You be the CEO. But anyway, that's great, man. I tell you, that's awesome, man. So here we go. Wow. So we talked about what makes your products and service unique compared to others out there. So let's go to our third question. What's the biggest challenge you faced so far, and how did you overcome it?
One of the biggest challenges that I have overcome and I learned to prioritize was overbooking myself.
That's a good one.
I had to learn that I'm human and that my mental health and that my physical health matters too, and that I know everybody loves to come, but we can't get
Ah,
everybody.
come on,
We
come
can't get
on.
everyone. So it was prioritizing.
Prioritize it. And I want to camp out right there for a minute because that scheduling is a big thing. Because when you first start, you don't realize it.
Right.
Because see what it does. She said her physical health and her mental health. That scheduling plays a big part on the mental
It
side of it.
does.
And people don't, because I didn't realize, like, man, this is overload, man. Come on, this junk here gotta go. How do it? Because I didn't know how to do it, and so I started asking people that I knew. I said, how do you handle this constant scheduling, boom, 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 boom. I said, this is crazy. This is an overload. And so they gave me some keys about, managing your schedule. You got a scheduler or put it on paper, got your calendar and everything. And so I just it was hard at first. Then as I continually kept doing it, it became my new normal. So right now, your scheduling it's not a factor. Because why? If you got 20 people calling you a day, well, that's your new normal. You operating on 20
Right.
people. Well, then you prioritize who's first, who's second, or whatever you can get to that day. I'm gonna have to move you and reschedule you to Friday. So now you're scheduling that thing that was so frustrating at the beginning. Now it's your new normal. So now, if you went to 40 people, now it may be a challenge, but it still won't be that because why? Your business skill set and your level of knowledge and communication skill have increased, and so now you're operating on a totally different level. Does that make
Correct.
sense?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and so when you're starting out business owner, I'm a business owner, she's a business owner, but we're gonna focus on her today. And so you have other people working with you in the salon.
Yes, sir. I do. I,
And go ahead.
I have three more other individuals that works,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a set schedule. And I had to learn that scheduling was taking a part of me out, so I wanted to protect them,
Yeah.
even though a lot of them didn't know how, like you said in the beginning, how to prioritize. So by
Mhm.
me being a leader, I had to make sure that they were okay with their mental and their physical as well.
Wow.
So we have set scheduling as well.
Yeah, and so she said something. She said leader. So leadership criticism comes with leadership. A lot. I didn't realize that as a business owner as well as a supervisor as well. I didn't know that criticism came with leadership. So anytime you're out front, nobody's out front but you. So if the wind is blowing hard, it's only hitting you. Anybody that stands behind you, they don't feel the force of the wind as you do
Correct.
because why? You're breaking it. And so criticism comes with leadership. You can't get around it. And then, so when I understood that, I started reading books by John Maxwell about leadership. I understand that all great leaders go through the same process. So now, as I understood that criticism, just like scheduling became my what new normal. This is
Right.
part of the process of being a great leader. And then you talked about your clients, the other three people that were working with you. So a leader, those skill sets are managing skill sets. Now you step over when other people come in. Now you step over into another skill set called managing. You can be a leader by yourself. And I told somebody, I said, if you got two kids, right? You got the older kid and you got the younger kid. And so you tell the older kid, take your little brother to whatever if he could drive, take him to the store in the car.
Hmm.
Once you give him that instruction, give him those instructions, he becomes a leader. He steps into a leadership role because now he's responsible for taking his little brother to the store and bringing him back. So if anything happens, who are they going to talk to? They're not going to talk to the little kid. They're going to talk to the one that's in that leadership
Leading.
purpose. Yeah. And so here it is. Why did you do that? Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? And so sometimes I didn't understand it for a long time. And I think a lot of business owners get overloaded in that and they think the criticism is personally a personal attack against them. It may be in a sense, but you're in a leadership position. So now your managing skill sets you begin to learn new managing skill sets. And now you begin to understand how not trouble, but I would call it conflict management.
Right.
So now you know how to manage what conflicts. Now you know how to manage problems that occur on the job. Because what if you got people, you're gonna have conflicts, you're gonna have problems, you're gonna have issues. So it comes with people. If you're
Right.
gonna be successful in business, you gotta have to deal with people. So
It's
managing
true.
people, managing business, and managing your mental health and your physical health are all encompassed in that same cup of soup, so to speak. So you begin to season it with different things that makes life easier. And now you can take some of those skill sets and managing skill sets and leadership skill sets, and you can pass on to people that's in your circle, the other three people. And once they start to see it and manage it and see you operate it, then they begin to incorporate those skill sets and that knowledge and that training into their business as well.
Right.
Did I say it right?
Yes, sir.
Come on. And so let's go into to our next question. My wife said, "You always take over the interview." But you just pull out.
You
Sometimes when
would.
people start talking, they just pull out things that I think a lot of business owners want to know about. And so when they hit that little roadblock, the mind is telling you to quit. It's just too much trouble. No.
No, and it's not the time to give up.
Uh, and so your mind is going to tell you that because it told you that. It told me that. Anybody that's going to be, it's too much, too much. Forget it, man.
Yep.
I'm going back to the safety zone where I know I'm safe over here.
And I don't have to worry about the headaches.
Oh
Or none
yeah,
of
there you
it.
go. Talk about it. Talk about it.
But you gotta press on. You have to use that as motivation to go farther. You
Mhm.
cannot give up. Nothing comes easy. And we be sometimes as humans we want microwavable things, but that's not the way of God. He's not gonna give us anything that's microwavable. No.
No, because why?
Sometimes you have to suffer.
Well, you're going through the training process. I was telling somebody the other day about, you talk about the Lord. David. He was 17 when he was anointed to be king,
Yes, sir.
but his daddy didn't consider him when the prophet came to anoint him. So 17 and 13 years later, he's appointed. So you have your anointing and you have your appointing, just like in business. So you have this big dream of making a lot of money, having a lot of customers, but the process. So here you're starting, and then the process, the appointing, the anointing, and the appointing. And so you go through seasons of preparation and learning and training because once you get to that managerial skill set as the CEO of your company, well, here it is. It encompasses more than just a title.
All right.
So when they see you, they just see the person, but they don't see the skill sets and the hurt and the pain and the knowledge and the self training and the self motivation and people that would help you and mentored you to get to this place where you are today. And so they don't see that total package. But when they meet Terry Leslie, and they begin to reach out to her, all of that is encompassing her business and what she's trying to do. Does it make sense? And
Mhm.
so when you say snatch, well, you coming into a whole different arena of business leadership and skill set. And so let's go to four. How does your business impact your community or your customers in a meaningful way?
I would say that it impact. I don't want to say just the young generation, but women and young females in general by making their self confidence elevate.
I want
It
that.
elevated.
Yeah,
So they may be feeling some type of way, but once they come and get the end results, then you see that smile.
come on, that face.
You see that smile.
Hmm. And you see that transformation, that warmness that something has been accomplished.
Right.
Yeah, and so accomplishment. So that everybody has that on the inside of them, and so learning how to pull that out of people, learning how to relate to people in a way that makes them feel good about themselves. That's a skill set that everybody don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the people's skill set that causes business to fail or succeed. And so when you see somebody with a gifting like that, I should see people at work had that. And I never could get it. I said, man, how do they do that? They can relate to people, talk to people, and man, you can see that there's transformation when they go talk to somebody, or either like when you put somebody in the chair and the conversation is powerful because you're still conversating, you're having a conversation with your customers, right? So the conversation, the intermingling, or that's important as well because you got to make your customer feel comfortable and so that's powerful. Talk about that a little bit.
Right. So that's right. And I'm the type of person I grew up around old people.
Come on now, you got a little lead on them. You got a
So
little lead on them. Come
so
on
I
now.
believe in praying over my business before anyone enter.
Right,
So I try to at least get there an hour before
right.
to pray before anybody walks through the door, and I ask God to allow me to decrease and Him increasing me.
Wow, come on.
So I have always prepared my area, my space to make everyone feel comfortable and make them have a safe space.
Mm.
So whatever it is they enter, they already covered. They may not know it, but they're already
They
covered.
covered underneath the
They're
blood there.
covered.
Yeah, you done prayed and sanctified and gave this to God. And what she said, she used that term safe space. So when people feel safe, they feel comfortable, they drop their guard and then, and I tell people it's like in the morning, you can get the tube of toothpaste. You can hold it in your hand all day. You can take the top off and still hold it in your hand. Nothing comes out until you put pressure on it. And so here it is, preparing for your day, preparing for every day is a different day. And so Lord gives you that ability to, to socialize. That socialization is part of business because
That's
you
right.
got to make the customer feel comfortable. And so that was one of the things, so I'm learning that as well, that skill set. And so like you say, the younger generation or whatever. Well, what's the age range of your customers? Just yeah.
Usually between 10 up until late 20s
Okay.
in that age range, but I do have some older customers as well.
So you got Gen Alpha, really?
Yeah, I have some of
Yeah,
them coming
yeah, Gen
in.
Alpha, yeah. So you got the baby boomers, millennial, Gen Z. Now you got Gen Alpha. So those, yeah, that younger generation. But you know what? I was talking to somebody. Really, I'm talking to a friend of mine, and he's been successful. And he's want to give back, and we're gonna do an interview. Telling our youth about when you started, you were 23. At 18, you didn't have it figured out, but you knew that it was something motivating and driving you. And so we're going to talk about that last part about what advice would you give somebody with, and I would say the question is, what advice would you give someone who wants to start their own business? And I would say, what would you give somebody that want to start their own business looking back at your 18-year-old self? Cause come on, bro, I felt that. I felt that. Yeah, come on now. Oh man, I feel it. I feel it. You feel it too, though. I feel the spirit of God moving right here.
Yes.
Well, let's go to the. Come on now. Ooh, I feel it. I feel it.
Looking back at 18, I would say to pray on it. Pray on it and ask God to lead you. Cause then at me personally knowing at 18, I was just ready to jump, ready to jump, ready to jump. I did not strategize. I did not really take any advice. I was just ready to jump and it wasn't the correct way to go. So I would advise anyone that wants to start their own business at a young age to pray on it and ask God to lead you and reach out for resources. Listen,
Yeah,
listen.
and you could sum that up as mentorship and cause and coaching. And so Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, all of these guys had mentors and coaches in their life. Tiger Woods would never be where he would be without his mom and about his dad. Those two were tough as nails. Military one side, and then his mom, Buddhist or Korea or wherever she came from, she was tough as nail. I would go back and watch some of the interviews with Tiger Woods, and so he was young. He was very young, and he would go to golf courses in Texas, and they would come up because he was a mixture, black, and they would ask him, why are you here? What you doing here?
All
And
right.
this is what he said that really got me. He said, I belong here. That's what Tiger, he was young, but his daddy prepped him, and his mom was tough because she would take him to golf lessons, to white golf courses, and she made him, she said, Tiger, she made him tough. She was the pit bull. Tiger said in an interview that his mom was tougher than his dad. Because what? She came from another country into the United States of America. So when you get around people that, like you said, you were around a lot of old people, they are tough. Man, you look at that, they are pit bulls. They say, honey,
And
baby,
straightforward.
yeah, they're gonna tell you they ain't gonna they're rocks. And that's what I tell people, when you're trying to go back to a rock. People that are tough, that they come from a place of love, they come from a place of heartfelt encouragement, and they're in your corner, but they're going to tell you the truth. They're not going to sugarcoat it, baby.
But it's
You know,
out of love.
it's out of love. And whatever, if you would listen to that advice, they speak as a prophet in your life. And when you listen to them, let me tell you something, success will follow you. Honor those who have come before you, the knowledge and skill set that they have. And this is what I tell people. Sometimes when I get confused, it seems like life is overloading me and I'm losing my bearings. You know what I do? I'll go back and talk to some old person that's way up in age. Because why? It takes me back to my 18 and 20-year-old self. Where, like you said, I'm jumping out here. I know I want to make it happen. Boom, boom, boom. But it refocuses and it calms me. It brings a calmness back to me because now it put me back into the perspective from starting point. When I'm in the blocks, I'm ready to run. And everybody's ready to take off. But it structures you from a place, and it brings your mind and calmness back. Because why? It begins to put you in a whole different mindset and frame of mind. And once you come away from talking to that older person, you come away fortified. You come away with peaceful. You come away with strength. Because why? They've been there, done that, and they know what life is all about.
Right.
Wow. Powerful, very powerful. See, she pulling all that stuff out of me. And so that's what she said, that 18-year-old self. Because one time I was 18, come on now. And so we thank you for coming and giving me an opportunity through our friend Cricket. And so I keep looking off to the side because she's off to the side over there. Forgive me for looking off to the side. But we thank you for this great opportunity.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And
I'm honored.
and so what she said was some of the key points that she said. Pray, ask God to guide and lead you, and let success follow you. Your business would never launch until you are launching. You pray about it. Be determined. Because what? Criticism going to come. That mental side she talked about, the physical side of business. And so we so encouraged today that what she said was just awesome. So we thank you for joining us. We thank you for this time. And if you ever need anything, like to say, right at the bottom of our screen, WJM TV. And so if you want to watch our television network, we do professional grade commercials as well if you need a commercial for your business. And then, like you say, give us your information and email one more time before we close.
A good email to reach me at is lcorteria@gmail.com, and a phone number is 251-261-9167.
And that concludes our broadcast today. Another great episode. I tell you, some great information was given today, and I'm excited, man. So we're looking forward to Teria coming back and giving us some more exciting episodes. And next time she may come, she may bring some video clips of her working in her studio and then doing a little conversation. Yeah, that would be great. Doing maybe a 1 minute clip or 2 minute clip that we can begin to show, and that way you can begin to see. And what would you say to some young person that want to do what you do? You can give them some, if they reached out to you, you can kind of point them in the right direction for, training and stuff like that.
I'm always willing to help. I do offer classes. And
wow, come on.
That's actually something that I was working on, getting
a master class,
high school kids something to do. So if they're bored or they don't have anything after school, they can just come by and we can spend quality time and they can learn a skill.
Do you do any tutoring for reading or anything like that, or anybody that does that as well? Or
there's something that I'll be open to, but I do not right at this moment.
Right. Okay. But for us in the area of starting the business and the cosmetology, the hair, the nails, and all of that, she would be glad to assist some young person that's in high school, willing and ready to start your business. So you heard it here. First-hand knowledge. Come on now. And so, but we thank her, and God bless you. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Urban One 2018 show with your host, Wayne Johnson. The talk show dedicated to inspiring individuals from all walks of life. Every week, we have the privilege of hosting remarkable guests who provide profound insights on a wide range of topics. From local influencers to esteemed regional and national figures, they generously share their experiences and wisdom to spark positive change in our communities. We sincerely hope that today's episode has left you inspired and motivated. Join us again next week as we continue to uplift and empower. Until then, may you be blessed. From all of us at the Urban One 2018 show with your host, Wayne Johnson.